So, what is copy editing, really? In professional publishing, clarity and accuracy are non-negotiable. Whether a document is a government report, corporate white paper, translated press release, or a CEO's letter to shareholders, it is expected to meet the highest standards of linguistic and stylistic quality. This is where copy editing comes in. Despite its importance, copy editing remains one of the least understood stages in the editorial process. It is often confused with proofreading, rewriting, or even content development. In this post, I will define what copy editing is, and what it isn't, and outline its core responsibilities, tools, and value. What is copy editing? Copy editing is the process of revising a document to improve its readability, ensure consistency, and correct errors, without altering the author's message or tone. According to Copy Editing, a practical guide by Karen Judd, copy editing requires close attention to every detail in a manuscript, a thorough knowledge of what to look for and of the style to be followed, and the ability to make quick, logical, and defensible decisions. At its core, copy editing involves ensuring consistency in style, spelling, punctuation, and formatting, correcting grammar, syntax, and word usage, clarifying ambiguous or awkward constructions, maintaining editorial tone and voice, applying the appropriate style guide, for example, Chicago, AP, House style. Key responsibilities of a copy editor. A skilled copy editor performs a balance of technical and stylistic tasks. These typically include 1. Correctness. Copy editors fix grammatical, spelling, and punctuation errors. This may involve rephrasing to eliminate run-on sentences, correcting verb tenses, and resolving issues with subject-verb agreement. 2. Consistency. Ensuring internal consistency is central to copy editing. This includes uniform spelling, for example, organization versus organization. Formatting of subheadings, bullet points, and lists. Consistent terminology for repeated technical terms or names. Repetition of structures for parallelism. Suzanne Gilad refers to this as keeping the story straight, especially important when editing multi-author projects. 3. Clarity. If a sentence is structurally correct but confusing, a copy editor may suggest a revision for clarity, without altering its meaning or introducing bias. The goal is to ensure that the reader understands the intended message on first reading. 4. Style alignment. Copy editors apply the agreed-upon editorial style, whether it's a formal guide like APA, or a company-specific style sheet. They track recurring choices, such as the use of N-dashes versus M-dashes and percent symbols versus spelling out, and standardize them throughout the document. Tools of the trade. While copy editing may sound manual, it involves a suite of digital and editorial tools. Style guides, for example, the Chicago Manual of Style, APA, or House Guides. Style sheets, custom sheets created per project to track specific editorial decisions. Editing software, Microsoft Word's track changes, PDF annotators, or cloud-based platforms such as XDM. Editorial checklists for quality control and consistency. Laura Killen Anderson's Handbook for Proofreading also emphasizes the creation and use of style sheets throughout the proofreading process. Copy editing versus proofreading. The distinction between copy editing and proofreading is often misunderstood. Copy editing, proofreading, ensures consistency, grammar, style, and clarity. Catches typographical errors in the final layout. Performed on editable files. Performed on designed or typeset pages, PDF or print. May involve rewording and restructuring sentences. Typically, it does not alter sentence structure. Follows a style guide. Checks against file style, layout, and formatting. Proofreading is the final quality assurance step before publishing. Copy editing comes earlier and is more comprehensive in scope. Copy editing in multilingual and translation work. Copy editing plays a critical role in multilingual contexts. Translations, particularly from structurally distinct languages like Turkish, often require careful editorial intervention to ensure fluency and clarity while preserving cultural nuance and technical accuracy. This is especially true for corporate or government texts where register and terminology carry strategic weight. Scott Norton, in Developmental Editing, notes that editorial work on translated materials often requires decisions that balance linguistic accuracy with cultural readability, a space that overlaps with both developmental and copy editing tasks. Why copy editing matters. Professionally copy-edited content enhances a company or organization's credibility. Reduces the risk of miscommunication or legal exposure. Reflects brand consistency and authority. Improves engagement by removing friction in reading. As Bruce Kaplan puts it in Editing Made Easy, a skilled editor's goal is to get the message across clearly and accurately. Without copy editing, even well-researched content may fail to connect with its audience. Final thoughts. Copy editing is not about rewriting. It is about refining. It is about helping the author say what they want to say, only more clearly, more concisely, and more effectively. The copy editor is both an advocate for the reader and a guardian of the author's intent. In today's fast-moving publishing environments, whether digital or print, original or translated, this skill remains as essential as ever.